We have already discussed about how we can create a class and the object of that class, right? But again, I'm going to tell you how to create a class. Okay, so we have opened developer console here in the screen. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So to create a class, there are multiple options we have. But from developer console, you can simply click on file and new, and you can hit Apex class. And here you can write any class. Let's suppose, and you know how to write a class, right? So first of all, we just need to give the class name here, and it will automatically create you a class here. So this is the access modifier we have, and this is the class keyword to create a class, and the class name is also available here. And these curly braces is actually showing the scope of this class, right? And into the class, what we can do is we can create variables like this. Let's say public string model of the car, right? And color of the car, public string color of the car. You can also create a method. I have already taught you about how you can create a method in the previous classes. So I'm just telling you here. So first, for to create a method, first you need to write the access modifier for that method and the return type. In this case, I am writing void because I don't want to return any value, and the method name that you want to create. So this is the method name we have. This is the method name we have, and just give me one sec. Somebody has joined. Okay. So this is the method name we have, and these are the curly braces just to show the scope of the method. Guys, please raise your hand if you have any question in between. And here, whatever you want to do in the method, you can do. So I'm just debugging the color or the model of the car. System.debug is the you know system is the class, and debug is the method to print anything. And here I'm just passing this variable value model, and this will be printed. So let me just save. Okay, there is nothing. So here we have created one class, and its variables. These are the two variables. These are the two data members we have, and this is the data method we have. So in order to execute this method, first you need to create an object of this class, and then you have to call the method to execute or to print the model, right? So let's say if I will pass the model as XUV, then it will print XUV. Let me, and if I will pass the color as red. So in order to create an object of the class, you can simply um, create use the name of the class and the variable that will have as class type. So obj will be the type we have as car, and equal to new keyword will be used, and the constructor of the default constructor that we have here. So this is the way to create an object of the class. So here obj is a variable, the type of with class type, and new keyword is provided here to just create a new memory in the stack, and this is the constructor that will be called. If there is no constructor written by us, then the default constructor will be called, and it will be provided by the compiler itself. So this is how you can create the object of the class. And if you want to call the method drive here, so you can simply write obj dot drive, and the method will be called. You can simply simply write here, and if you will hit execute in the debug logs, you can see here XUV is being printed. And if you don't want to print XUV, and if you don't want to assign any value directly here, if you want user to input the value, I'm just removing these value from here and hitting save. We can also pass the value because these are the variable, and these access modifier is public, so you can access these variable outside of the class. So you can simply write obj dot model, and you can type anything here. Let's say um, just type top model here, right? And obj dot color equals to, you can type, let's say blue this time. And if you want to simply print model and color both, you have to mention color also in the system.debug. I'm not mentioning it. So if I will click execute, so you can see here in the execute itself, we have the model coming as top, and it is being printed here in the system.debug. So this is how you can write a class and its variables and its method in the class. So any question from anyone? Okay. So the next topic we have here is that is constructor. Constructors. So constructor is nothing, just a method, but it has some limitations, and it will be called every time you are instantiating any class. You are creating an object of the class, a constructor is being called. So there are some rule on the constructors. What all are these rule? It constructor name should be as class name. Constructor name should be as class name. Second rule is it won't return any value. It won't return any value. So these are the two rules that you have to, you have to consider every time you are writing a constructor, right? So let's say if we want to initialize anything at time of, creating the object of the class, then at the same time your constructor will be called. So here you can see here, um, your you are calling a constructor car here, and this constructor is a default constructor provided by Salesforce compiler, Apex compiler. But if you will write a constructor in the class, then this default constructor won't be available. So your class constructor will be called every time you are creating an object of the class. So constructor has three types of constructor. Guys, this is very important. Just listen it carefully. And if you are not understanding it, just let me know. The first type of constructor is default constructor. Second type of constructor is parameterized. Parameterized constructor. Third type of constructor is overloaded. Overloaded, you will understand when I will teach you method overloading by today itself. So just understand these three type of constructor we have. There is fourth type also, private constructor, but that is used in singleton pattern. So we'll discuss it later on. So I'm just writing here as well, private constructor. So we'll play around in next 15-20 minutes with constructor. Any question, anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, let's move ahead then. So as you know, if you are not writing any constructor, there will be no constructor provided by, I mean, there will be a constructor provided by Salesforce. If you are not writing any constructor, how you can write a constructor access modifier of the constructor? Public, it should always be public, else you will not be able to create an object of the class. If you will make it private, then you won't be able to call it outside of the class. So you have to make this constructor as public, right? And then your constructor name, right? Constructor name, again I said you there is no choice for constructor name. It should always be your class name, right? So this is how you can create a default constructor. So this is the constructor that Salesforce will provide you every time you are creating an object of the class if there is no constructor available in your current class. So as you don't have any constructor available, this is the constructor that is provided by Salesforce. Okay, so this is called default constructor. Okay, and then there is another constructor that is parameterized. So parameterized constructor I will explain you know by just giving you an example. So you can see here in the previous example what we did when we were passing the value of model and color directly here, right? So what we were doing is we were creating an object of the class here. You can see here we were creating an object of the class, and from the object itself we were passing the value. What if we will assign initialize these value directly at the time of creation of an object? So for that what we need is we need to create a parameterized constructor. So for parameterized constructor we just need to pass the parameters. So you can see here string model value, comma, another parameter that is string color value. So these are the two parameters that we are passing, and then what we will do is this dot model is equals to model value, and this dot color is equals to color value. This keyword is actually representing the current class, and dot means model is this one and color is this one, right? So what we did is we are taking two parameters. So every time this constructor will be called, the value of model value and the color value will be compulsory to provide, right? Guys, just say yes or no. Is it make sense to you all?
Yes.
So every
Yes,
time
sir.
you will call the constructor of the car class, then you have to provide these value because there is no constructor without any parameter, right? And then whenever you will provide the value, this constructor will be assigned these value to model and color. So let me just print color also. So you will see whatever you are providing directly from the constructor, that is being printed and that is being assigned to class variables, and it is being printed through your drive method. Okay, so now let me just open execute anonymous window. So if I will, let me just remove this. If I will run this, so will it throw any error? Everyone who is saying it will throw any error, or who is saying there will be no error? We'll start from Arun. Arun, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we have to pass the parameter. Uh,
Where?
uh, in car.
Okay, here
New
you
yeah,
are saying, right? Okay,
yeah.
Aryan, what do you think? Are you agree with Arun or you have any other opinion?
So not sure.
Okay, Ayushi, what do you think?
Sir, I think I agree with Arun.
Okay, Hiral, what is your thought?
So I think I'll also agree with what.
Okay, Prashant.
So we have to pass the uh, model and color in
So you are also agree with Arun,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, Ronak, what do you think? Arun गलत है भाई. What do you think, Ronak? Ronak, you are on mute. Oh, you saying you don't know? Okay. लेकिन why you are saying you don't know? I'm teaching you guys, right? Sumit, what is your thought?
Uh, we need to pass like object dot model is equal to model number and same for color.
So you are not agree with Arun.
No, no.
So basically, Sumit, that will be the second statement. I don't want to provide. I'm just asking, will this statement run or it will throw an error?
Okay, no. So for here, I think we need to pass a string also
Where?
under car. Car, new car
So
strings.
you are also agree with Arun then. Okay, okay, let me tell you guys. So guys, Arun is absolutely correct, and who all are actually agree with the Arun are also correct, right? So now this is the default constructor, right? And we don't have such type of constructor in this class. So every time I will run this statement, it will throw an error because there is no constructor without any parameter. We have a constructor that is asking in some two parameters here. So if I will execute, it will throw an error. Constructor not defined, right? And if I will pass the value of model value and color, then it will not throw an error. Let's just pass the value. So I'm just passing here like this. Will it run now, Arun?
Yes, it should.
Okay, let me just run this. No error, right? It means it is running perfectly. There will be nothing to print because we haven't called our drive method, right? So in order to print the value, we have to call our drive method also, right? So for that, what we need to do is we need to use obj.drive. And these two values that we are passing at time of creating an object, these will be printed. Obj.drive. So obj.drive we are calling from here. And if I will execute now, then these two values should be printed. See here, XUV and green both are now printed. So guys, this is how you can create a parameterized constructor, right? And you can also assign the value that you are getting from a parameterized constructor to your class members. Okay, I hope it is clear now. Now we have third type of constructor, that is overloaded, right? So let's discuss this overloaded type of constructor. Just give me one sec. Huh? Okay, let's just discuss. So this third type of constructor, we call this term as method overloading. We will discuss method overloading in detail. So basically what you can do is you can create more than one constructor in the class with the same name and different parameters. So let's say if I will have another constructor here like this, like the default constructor like this. So what will happen? Will it work? Yes, it will work, because this is called constructor overloading, right? So constructor, by using constructor overloading, you can have this more than one constructor, but the parameter should be different. Whatever we are passing in these brackets, that should be different. So here we don't have any parameter, and if here we have two parameters, so parameters are different, right? Just guys, just give me 1 sec. There is a call. Okay, so we have two constructors now. So now what will happen if I will not pass any value here? Anyone? Will it work or not? Will this statement work or not?
Yes, it will work.
It will work. And what will be printed here?
Mm, no values.
Absolutely correct. Kyunki we are not passing any values, because values we are passing directly from this constructor, and this constructor will not be called, because we are not calling parameterized constructor here. We are calling this constructor here, right? So there will be no value printed. It should be blank. If I will show you here, null is coming here. So that this is how you can create overloaded constructor. Any question, anyone?
No,
Anyone?
sir.
Okay, let's move ahead then. And the fourth type of constructor we have private. So let me just comment this out. Guys, if I will make this as private, then what will happen? I'm just saving it. Now, will this statement work?
Yeah, it should work.
Ayushi,
Yes.
are you agree with that, Arun? So
But
you
that will
all are
work in the
agree.
same
Yes,
class
sir.
only.
Yes, sir.
Guys, सोचो दोबारा. Just think it again.
Sir, I don't
So
think
I
so.
don't
It
think
will
so it
work.
will work.
Yeah, it's out of the class. Yeah, that's
Yes,
why
sir.
See
it will
here.
not
Because
work.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
this is private. So it's out
Exactly.
the class.
And it won't be, I mean, you won't be able to call it outside of the class, right? Because this is private,
Hmm.
and here you are creating an object of this class outside of the class, right?
Yeah.
So every time you will create an object, it will throw an error, and there will be no default constructor because you have already written one. So Salesforce will not provide you the default constructor. So you will not be able to create an object of this class if there is a private constructor and there is no
Hmm.
constructor overloading, right? So let's just call it method is not visible. See, clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we
Yes,
have any
sir.
feasibility to call it from the class itself, like in
Yes.
Java?
Yes. You. So there is a pattern we have, that we call it as singleton pattern. So the entire design pattern is based on this concept only.
Okay.
I will teach you guys some design patterns like singleton, factory, and there I will also teach you some standard way of writing Apex in the last of the Apex session. Okay.
Okay. And do we have a copy constructor also in
No,
Apex?
no. In Apex, we don't have copy
Okay.
constructor. Okay. So guys, you can write this. You can write like this. Okay. Now, this is what we have in constructor. Any question from constructor itself? Okay. Tell me one thing. One more thing. Just asking because we have just finished. So let's say how many type of access modifiers we have. We discussed. Number one, we discussed private.
Mm.
The private, public.
Only same class, right?
Yeah.
Just correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Second one, we have public, uh, same app or org or namespace, I would say, right? And then we have uh, third one as global. Global, I have also discussed outside of the org, anywhere, right? There is one more. There is one more type that is protected. I discussed it
Protected.
with you, but I haven't explained it yet, right? There is one more type that is protected. So protected, if you are making any member or a class method as protected, so where you can access it? You can access it within the class like private and also the subclass. So if you are using inheritance, so you can also using it in a subclass. Clear? Clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it
Okay.
would be immediate subclass or
Any subclass.
okay.
Multiple inheritance is not available in Apex.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So these are the access modifiers we have or access specifier, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now another topic we have that is encapsulation. Who will tell me what is encapsulation? Okay, just break it in 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 2-3 words.
Yeah, wrapping up of data members with the
Exactly.
functions.
Capsulation. So you know what is capsule? Medical store से खरीदा होगा, right?
Yes.
So what we have in capsule, you have different medicine and combined in a capsule, right?
Mm.
So encapsulation is same. Encapsulation is nothing, just contain multiple type of thing into one container, and the class is the perfect example of encapsulation. So what we have in class, you can have data members, you can have constructor, you can have methods, class methods, right? So everything you can encapsulate in the class. So class is the perfect example of encapsulation. Example of encapsulation. Clear, everyone? There is no concept. I mean, I can't show you directly in the, by writing encapsulation because we have already written a class, right? So this is encapsulation. This class is a example of encapsulation. Any question, anyone?
Awesome.
No.
Okay. Our next topic is inheritance. So who is aware about inheritance? Who is aware about inheritance?
So parent class से child class पे अपने features वो करना, traits pass on करना.
Right. Reuse a parent class field and methods using extend keyword in child class. right? So I'm just writing the definition of it. Reuse a parent class fields and methods using extend keyword in child class. Okay. Multiple inheritance, I mean, you cannot call more than one class in extent. So multiple inheritance is not available in Apex. In Apex. Okay. So let's see how you can write an inheritance. So we have this class, right? Car, right? So let's just create one more class. Just save it for now. Okay, let me just make the constructor as public. And okay. Give some values here. Okay. Okay. Why we have this error? Oh, no error. Okay, let's just create one more class. I'm just giving it as showroom, right? I'm just naming it as showroom. And just to perform inheritance, we have to use a keyword called extends. What is the keyword name we have? That is extends. And you can extend, you can pass the class name here like this. So now public class showroom is extending the class car here, right? So there is an error here. Non-virtual and non-abstract type cannot be extended. So I'm just making this class as virtual, and we will discuss what is virtual just in a minute. Spelling is wrong. Okay, so now we have created one class, virtual, and now there is no error. So you cannot directly inherit a normal class into another class. Your class should be virtual. It should use a virtual keyword um, in order to get it extended or inherited into the child class. So this is the way how you create inheritance in Apex, right? So we'll discuss virtual shortly. So now what we did is, if we will create an object of showroom, right? So let me just create one more method here. Public data member and method both. Public string car count, say 50 or whatever it is. Just passing it here. And there is one method I have, public void show count. System dot debug sprint car count here. should be integer. So if I will create an object of showroom, so we extended car here. So at time of creating an object of showroom like this, what I will be able to do is I will be able to call drive, that is from the class car, and another method we have is show count, that is from the class showroom. I can call both the methods with the same object because everything that we have in the class car, that is inherited to class showroom. Is it clear to everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me just run it. So we are just creating a object of showroom, and because as soon as you will use this extend car, this showroom class is holding the reference of class car, and if it is holding the reference, then it is holding the reference of its encapsulated data members and class methods, right? So now we can call both the method with the same object, and that is from showroom class. So let's do it. I'm just running it. So it should print XUV yellow and 50. Oh, it should not showroom, it should be show count. Okay, debug only. You can see here XUV yellow and 50. All three values are being printed, and these three values, these two values are coming from where? These two values are coming from class car, and this 50 is coming directly from class showroom, and we are just creating the object of class showroom here. So this is called inheritance. So what we are doing is we are inheriting all the features of parent class, that is car in this case, into the child class, that is showroom. Any question, anyone?
Nice, sir.
So just asking one question, if I will use this like this, what will happen? If I will run this entire statement, just think, guys. I will be very pleased if you guys can answer it.
The
Sorry,
same
which
output.
statement?
You can see whatever you can see on my screen. So what we are doing here, we have a variable that is type, and its type is car, and new keyword, and we are calling the constructor from showroom. Car obj is equal to new showroom. Will it work?
No.
No, no.
Okay. And guys, it will work.
Only
The,
okay, only child. Oh, parents will come.
no,
Parents.
brother, it will work. This statement will work. The reason why it will work is you are extending car in showroom class. So showroom class is already, holding the reference of car, right? So it will allow to create an object of car here, and it will split the object from showroom. It will only give the object of car here, and if you will call both the methods, it will throw an error. Only method those are in the car class will be able to run. So see here, method doesn't exist on correct show count. So if I will comment show count here, it will print XUV and yellow. See here why this is running. That's the important thing. What you are doing here, you are extending car in the showroom. So as I told you a minute back, as soon as you will use extend keyword and the class name here, the reference of this class will be in the showroom. So this showroom class is holding its reference as well as the reference of car class. So whenever you are using the obj here, and the object is type of car, and if you are calling this constructor, as soon as the constructor of showroom class will be called, it will first call the constructor from car class, right? And this car class will get memory, and its method obj.drive will be run, but there is no variable that is type of showroom. So the showroom object will not be created. I mean, showroom class will not be instantiated. That is why its method will not be able to run. Any question? Guys, समझ आया?
Got it. Yeah.
So कार क्लास को मेमोरी मिलेगी, शोरूम को नहीं मिलेगी.
Right. Because see, we discussed it in the beginning. If you need to create a memory, or if you need to transfer anything, so you have to use a similar kind of variable to store things, right? आप दूध एक थैले में थोड़ी ला सकते हो. You need a polythene, or you need something in which you can carry milk, right? So similarly, showroom class cannot instantiate it or cannot get memory in a variable that is type of car, right? But showroom class is holding two references. One is car, one is showroom. So car reference will instantiate it because it has the variable, but showroom class will not be instantiated because it doesn't have the variable. Make sense now?
Yeah.
So that is why it is allowing, because car class is getting memory, so its method will run. Showroom class is not getting memory, so its method is throwing an error, right?
So is the opposite possible? Like,
No, it
if
won't
we,
possible. It won't possible because car class is not holding the reference.
okay, got it.
Car class is not actually instantiating or extending showroom. Illegal
Showroom's
assignment.
child. Okay.
Illegal assignment हो गया ना यहाँ पे, right? Clear? Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
This is how you understand this statement. Or if you will understand this statement, right, then object oriented programming will be on your tips. Okay, let's move ahead. So now you have learned three things. There will be one more thing that I need to write for inheritance. Only virtual and abstract we will discuss shortly, right? Only virtual and abstract class can be inherited. ठीक है? So these are the rules for inheritance. Multiple inheritance is not available. Only virtual and abstract class can be inherited, right? So this is inheritance. Now, what is virtual? As the name is representing, right? What is virtual? As the name is representing, virtual means you can override it. Right? It is your choice if you want to override it or not override it. So let me just tell you what is override. So now we have to use virtual keyword in order to create a virtual class, right? So what you can do is you can create virtual methods also. So virtual class can have two type of method. One method is virtual method, and second method is normal method like drive, right? So let's say if I will call this drive, then it will print model and color both. Guys, just say yes or no. Guys, make it interactive.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you are not understanding it, I'm okay with
Also.
that also, right? But if you are not speaking, that is a problem. So see here, is there a way to print only model if I'm just calling drive here by creating an object of this class, I'm just calling it this drive method. So what this drive method will do, it will print both of these, right?
Yes.
And there is
Yes,
no
sir.
way only one will be printed. Every time you will call the drive, these both will be printed, right?
Yes. Yes,
But
sir.
Yes, sir.
what if there is a requirement to print only one? I have to create a new method. Makes sense? Or
Yeah.
or
Yes.
I have to change the logic here. And now Arun wants both to be printed. Hiral wants only one to be printed,
Mm.
right? Requirement can be different,
Yes, sir.
and both are using the same method. So we don't have option to create one more method. So either we will use switch case, or we will use if condition to just manipulate the business logic, and then we have to tell Hiral and Arun both, like you have to first say tell us how many values you want to print, and then it will print you. But that will be too complicated, right?
Yes.
So what we can do
Yes,
is,
sir.
here is
Overloading.
yeah, override is
Overriding, sir.
different,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So we can
Yeah.
use virtual, means
Virtual.
virtual keyword is actually what it is giving you. It is giving, it is your choice. If you want to use it like this, you can. I mean, you can simply create an object of the class, you can call drive, it will print both. But if you want to manipulate what is written under these braces, if you want to manipulate this, so you can override this method at time of creating an object of this class, or sorry, at time of inheriting it, right? So let me just save it. Okay, it is saved now. So let me give you some example here. So now what if I will simply print drive here? It will print both the values, right?
Yes,
Both
sir.
the values, right? So now I'm
Yes,
just
sir.
slightly changing it. Public override is the keyword that I'm going to use it, and then void, and then I'm using drive again. So just remember one thing, and it is very important, right? So if you will not use override, and if you will not use virtual here, you cannot create a method with the same name in these classes, because now showroom is holding the reference of car. Clear? So now override means we are overriding what is in these braces, right? So here system dot debug. I'm just typing hi here. Don't want to make it complicated. Just typing hi here. So now what will happen if I will run this same statement again? Saved. So now if I will run this same statement again, then what will happen?
It's override. We got high on my result.
See here. So
Okay.
the same method, we call it again with the same way, like what we did. But this time what it did, it override whatever is written under these braces with the child class business logic, right? So can you create the same method with this without override?
Mm.
Method must use the override keyword.
Hmm.
It won't allow you. And what if there is no virtual also?
Then it will not extend like.
Non-virtual
Then
non-object
it,
cannot be overridden,
Yes.
right? So this is how you can use virtual. So virtual, what is the benefit of using virtual? by using virtual, you can override the business logic of its of class methods, right? So now what we did is we have written the business logic again in the child class. So virtual class you can directly instantiate it also. I mean, if I want to create, if I don't want to extend it in the showroom, I can directly create the object of car like this, and I can call both. Let's say obj1 equal to new car. I'm just telling you, if I don't want to override, if I want to just use whatever is here, let's say virtual.
So, sir, we can use any of the keyword, right? Virtual or override.
Override in the child class because you are overriding the business logic. Virtual will be used in the parent class, I mean in the base class.
Yeah.
That is needed to be overridden.
Okay.
Okay, but this time I'm just telling you one more example in which we are not using inheritance. This is the class and I just directly want to call this drive. Even though it is virtual, it will behave like it's not virtual if you will call it directly from this class itself, right? So if I will call this statement, it will print both these values, right? So let's just check it. Oh, my bad. Debug only, and you can see XUV and yellow both are being printed here. Any question, anyone?
So, sir, yeah, as you said, it is not dependent on inheritance. So, in any two class, we can do this.
Yes. No, no.
Okay.
I mean, in order to override, you have to use inheritance. Because
Yeah.
if you are
Okay.
not using inheritance, then how will you get the reference of parent
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
child,
Inheritance
right?
is must. Okay.
But if you don't want to use inheritance, you can simply use virtual. Or if you don't want to use virtual, I mean, it will behave like it is a non-virtual method if you are not using inheritance. But this virtual will keyword will give you the capability to override it in the extended class.
Okay.
Sir, can we make a two virtual classes?
Yes, you can. You can. Just try it at your home. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. So next, what I have written here, only virtual and abstract class can be inherited, right? So there is another thing is abstract class. What is an abstract class? Guys, if instead of virtual, if I will use abstract here, if I will use abstract here, just for a minute, right? And I'm just not using virtual keyword here for a sec and saving it. Let me just not use it. Okay, let me just save it again. So what is an abstract class? As soon as you will use abstract keyword in the class, you cannot instantiate this class directly. I'm repeating my statement again. As soon as you will use abstract and in the class name, you cannot create an object of this class. See here, let me just remove this. Remove this also. I'm just creating an object of car, right? It will throw an error. Abstract class cannot be constructed. So this class, abstract class can only be inherited. What we can do with the abstract class? Abstract class can only be inherited. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain it once
Yeah,
more?
I will
Yeah.
do. But did you understand what I'm saying? Abstract class cannot be inherited. Now, the second question that is coming in your mind is that what is the use of abstract? What is the use
Yeah.
of abstract? So first use is there are some scenarios and some design patterns that you will use, or I would say write in your advanced programming, in which you don't want to create an object of the class. You just want it to be inherited in, and you are just creating a structure. um, so let's say you have a class, right? And that class has lots of different type of methods, and you, if you want to distribute these methods into multiple classes, then what will you do? You can create two classes. One, you can make it as an abstract, so these methods won't be able to call directly with the object of that class, and you can inherit that class or inherit that class into another class. So the classes will be two, but they can only be called using the child one. That's the first scenario. And I mean, there are multiple scenarios such kind. An abstract class can offer you multiple things. What is the second thing that abstract class can um, offer you? Right now, what you have learned in the virtual class, you can override the logic. You can override the logic of a method, right, everyone? But what if you have to override always? So let's say I have a method. So what I can write here, public abstract, these are called as abstract methods. Now let's say sum, and it is creating two parameters, or you can say utility or calculator, and it is integer val1 comma integer val2. So but I am not writing anything for this method. I'm just writing the structure of this method. I'm not writing anything, let's say what this method is doing, right?
Mm,
Clear? So I'm not writing. So now calculator is what? Calculator can do sum, subtraction, multiplication, division, anything can be done using calculator. So now it is your choice whenever you will inherit this abstract class. So now we have showroom 1, showroom 2, showroom 3, showroom 4. There are 4 classes, right? So if showroom is extending car here, so this showroom class must implement this method, right? This showroom class must implement this method. This method which exists here in this car class, but it should be implemented by this showroom class. So how you can implement? Public void. Dekho, here you can also getting an error. Class showroom must implement the abstract method void car dot calculator integer. Okay. Don't think we have. Let's, this time I have to write the body. Let's say it will um, do sum of val1 val plus val2, right? So now In abstract class, what you can do is you can create normal methods like you did here, and you can also create the methods those are not having any body. So in showroom, what we are doing is we are using some, but let's say there is another class. I'm just naming it showroom 2, right? And this is also extending car. So this will also need to implement the method. Again, it will throw an error as soon as I will save it.
Yes.
So what you need to do is you need to implement this again in this class also. And this time I just want to return minus here. So you can, this is an abstract method that is exist in car class, but you are manipulating, you are writing your own logic whenever you are extending this car class into your class. Make sense? So what abstract method is giving you? It is giving you abstract method as well as non-abstract method in a single class, and abstract class can only be inherited. It cannot be instantiated. So you will see the use when we will actually learn the design pattern. You will see the use of virtual and abstract classes and methods. Okay? Clear to everyone? I just say
Yes,
yes, no.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's move ahead. Our last topic, that is polymorphism. So we have already discussed overriding, right? That is runtime. And there is another polymorphism we have is, we discussed abstract. And now third is polymorphism. We have two type of polymorphism. One is one is overloading. That is compile time. Second one is overriding. That is runtime. So overriding, we have discussed it. You can override a virtual method. So we have discussed overriding. So now let's discuss method overloading. Method overloading we have also discussed. So we have discussed constructor overloading. So let me discuss overloading here. Overloading is what? It has a simple definition. You can have multiple methods in same class with same name. Guys, can you have? So let's say if I have this showroom class, right? I'm just removing this extend here for a minute, right? And let's just remove this also and this also. And can I create like this? Tell me guys, can I create like this?
No, sir.
You cannot have.
Yes. But parameters should be
Yes, that
different.
is method overloading. But without method overloading, I'm just asking, can you have like this, whatever we have in the screen?
No, no.
No.
You cannot, right? So
No, sir.
you cannot have the method with the same name, multiple method with the same name. So here, what you need to have? You can have multiple method in the same class with the same name. However, parameters should be different, right? Parameters should be different. Like it should use integer, val. You can also have one more method. Here you can have string name, and it doesn't matter. the number of parameters should be different. Type of parameter should also work. So let's say if it has only one parameter, you can also create more than one more method with the same number of parameters. But this time I will use the type as string. It will work. Not allowing to save. Just create a new class. Poly. See, I'm able to save this class poly, right? So basically what it is giving you, you can have methods with same name but with different parameters. So now I want to recall one thing that we have already studied. So if you remember, we have studied collection, list, set and map, right? Right, guys?
Yes. Yes.
So if you
Yes, sir.
remember,
Yes, sir.
we have methods in the list class with the same name but parameters were different. You remember? So that was an example of polymorphism. So if I will call here list class apex, it will recall your memory. See here, same name, add, right? But parameters are different, right? Because
Yes.
list is also a class and it has two method with the same name as add, but it has different parameters. This is the perfect example of method overloading. Clear? Same, add all. See here, either here count is also same, but type is different, right?
Yeah.
This is method overloading, or this is compile time polymorphism. Any question, guys?
No, sir.
Okay, I think we have a big class, so that's it for today. Uh, from next class, we will discuss trigger. What we will discuss? We will discuss trigger in next class. So if you have any question or anything, just practice it, and then let me know if you have any question or anything. Either the mechanism to ask questions, right? Just do